Welcome back to Carolina Saltwater Living, y'all. Today I am putting this new land leveler from Catawba Attachments that we purchased about a month or so ago, putting it to use in front of the house. We have quite a bit of rutting going on our non-state maintained roadway out here. So I'm going to show off this thing today. I'm really excited about putting it to use for the first time. I've seen these in operation. My dad has a J-bar is what it's called, and he really likes his, but I was interested in this one for a few different reasons that I'm going to get into with you here in just a second. So when we were deciding to move to the coast, we knew that we wanted to be in a location that had no type of homeowners association, so that we didn't have any kind of dues that we were mandatory to have to pay every year for road upkeep and things like that. Because I have the tools to do it, and plus I didn't want somebody telling me what I could and couldn't do or what I had to do. I cannot stand that when somebody, here I am, I'm gonna talk about the government, looks like, but maybe not. I don't like it when people tell me what I have to do. But on this road right here, it is washed out pretty bad. We're kind of on a downward slope, not a hill, but a downward slope towards the intercoastal waterway. And there's a lot of rutting that has taken place over the years. What I have been told by the few other permanent residents that are here is that they had like a 90-year-old man with a motor grader come through about once a year, try to re-ditch it, but y'all, it had growed in, and so it has gone from a 2-lane gravel road, dirt road, to a 1-laner for the most part. But I did take the excavator up. You'll see this on the next video. Not the excavator work, but I did take the excavator up. This road's a half-mile long, and I cleared that mess out. And there's only a handful of permanent residents down here, so even in the summertime, all the folks that live here, they're mostly older, are telling me it is so quiet and peaceful even in the summertime, because nobody hardly comes to their old vacation homes, because most of these, y'all, have been here, as you can see, since like the 1960s. There's a few newer homes like ours, but for the most part, it's just a great place, really, for Lisa and I to live, we have found, for the elevation, for my health, for the salt air, but also just for that peace that we have always been really used to. So this land plane is considered a 5-foot unit, but I want you to look at something right here. My L2501 outside to outside on the tires is exactly 5 feet, y'all, with the R1 ag tires, which is what I prefer just for lug power and for the versatility of the tractor to do different chores. Depending on what you're going to do, you may want a different type of tire, but this has always worked great for me. This thing is wider than that tractor, and I don't know if all land levelers, land planes, different names for them, are built this way. They could be. Ask the manufacturer. Whoever you're dealing with, I recommend Catawba, obviously, because this thing is built like a brick. It's built like a beast, y'all. Real heavy. This thing's 600 pounds, but look how much further out past the tires it goes. I put the measure on the other day, a tape measure, and it sticks out 4 inches beyond each tire. And that is really good, because you want to make sure that you are covering your tracks. If this thing were exactly 60 inches on the inside, it would still do it, but this just guarantees that you do it. Not to mention the added weight that you get, because you've got 8 more inches of steel. And if you're going to spend the money on a premium product like this, it's nice to know that they're giving you just a little bit more than what the specs say you're getting. You can see right down in here, these cutting blades are reversible. You can actually flip them up, where you can flip them so that you get the top edge or the bottom edge as you wear this thing down. I'll be using this thing as part of my grading business, so there will come a time when I need to do some flipping. So it's built like your commercial construction equipment, as far as like my excavator goes, any skid steers that have reversible edges that you can take on and off. Not to mention the fact that this thing not only has those reversible edges, but look at the steel on the back side of these cutting blades. That steel is, I believe it's a 1/4 inch thick, y'all. This is really, really stout. And it's got a nice wide angle back here for all the material to fall over. It didn't just come straight over the top blade and then drop. It's going to spread. This is about a 5-inch piece wide piece of steel. It's going to spread that material, then it's going to hit this one and do the same thing all over again, spreading it, laying it nice and level as you go. I realize by now that there are many videos on YouTube of these land planes, land levelers, but there's not that many of the Catawba brand, and that's because the young man that started the ag side of the welding business that his father originally started up there in Stony Point, North Carolina, didn't start building these, if I'm not mistaken, until about 2019. I could be wrong on that. He'll correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. But he designs all of their ag products, or at least has a hand in it, if not fully designing it, because he is an engineer with a degree from North Carolina State University. And so what he's putting into his design is something that's not going to come back to him because it's broke, that you have used it and it is broke. These welds are all done by hand, y'all, on these machines. Nothing robotic, nothing wrong with robotic, but he has experienced welders in there, and it looks like they just poured a puddle doing these welds. That's how good the welds look. But there is nothing but top of the line materials used in these products. I don't know that all of the manufacturers out there can say that. So I have the scarifiers turned up because I had them raised up in the little slots, but I wanted to make sure that I was not digging anything in the soft sand, specifically any utilities that may be trenched across the road that may be shallow because somebody was not having a good day, kind of thing. If you know where I'm going with that, sometimes people in a hurry will lay stuff down real shallow, but I'm only planning on cutting a couple of inches, y'all, pulling up some of this crushed concrete that's out here, gravel from over the 60 years this road has been in, and just relaying it, widening this road back out so that people know that it is now back to 2-lane business, and no longer is it, am I going to have to pull over in a ditch and wait, or try to get to a ditch and wait for somebody to pass. But I got them pulled up out of the way, and the center one, you cannot put it in like that. There's just about a 1/16 of an inch of clearance that you would need to do that. I just put it off to the side, but I keep them on there instead of taking them off because that's just more weight, y'all. This thing is, like I said, about 600 pounds, and with these scarifier teeth, I'm not sure if that's included in that weight, but either way, this thing is really heavy, and heavy is what you want in an implement. All right, I'm reading y'all's minds. Enough talk. Let's see this thing work. We'll put it on this section of road right here in front of our house and see if I can fill in some ruts with it. Level things back out. And then probably after a good hard rain and a few UPS trucks, do it all over again. Well, there's not much of a learning curve with that implement. I had to get off and readjust a little bit. I was digging too much on the front. You know, this is nothing but sand out here. A little bit of concrete, crushed concrete had been put on it one time, and it was down to about 1/8 of an inch. So, but at least the ruts are filled in now. And I've tracked it in with the tractor, and I'm gonna put the excavator on it too, I think, and pack this area good. And maybe even get a short run of some recycled concrete or something to skim over the top again. But this is just a area that's prone to wash, so I'll be maintaining it, but I have no problem doing that. I have the stuff to do it with. If you've got a long gravel road to maintain, or a sand road even, because not everybody can afford to put gravel on these long dirt roads, something like this, so long as the ground is good and dry, you can continue to keep it leveled up, tracked in, keep it from washing so bad. Check out Catawba Attachments. I'll put a link in the description. So far, I like the implement. I'm going to like it even more when I get on a road bed that has a lot of stone buried down low that I can pull up. But it did what I needed to do, filled in the ruts. I could have done that with the box blade too, but honestly, I believe this did it a little bit quicker. Y'all have a good day and a great week. Lord willing, and the creek don't rise too high. We will see you on the next one.